All right, let's take a look at this next Photoshop assignment, which you'll actually do with Photopea if you are not at school. If you go to Google Classroom, though, you still have to get to Google Classroom and go to classwork and go to the Photoshop 10 assignment for blend modes. And there is a file there you're going to need. So what you'll have to do there is click on that file, and then up here on the top right, open in new window, and then up on the top right, download right there. If you're on your Chromebook, that will download the file onto your Google Drive, and that's what you want. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and close that window that I opened up. Ignore that and go over here to Photopea. I have a different tab open for Photopea.com. Here's the website that is the online version, and what we'll use, because you can't use Photoshop on your computer, on your laptop, right? So I'll use Photopea right there, Photopea.com. And once you're there, you'll do open from computer. And you would just, if you're on your Chromebook, you would just look on your Google Drive. Now what happened for me is that it put it in my downloads folder because I'm not using my Chromebook right now, so it put it in my downloads folder. But if you're using your Chromebook, it'll be on your Google Drive, and right there it is, number 10, Blend Modes Psd. Open that. Let's take a look at what we've got. I'm going to turn a whole bunch of layers off for the moment. The background is black. Then this is a composite image that has to do with communication, with being connected and communicating. So the first thing we have is a globe with a bunch of lines kind of jumping around the globe, indicating that people are communicating with each other. There is a layer that has a laptop and a phone. There's a dictionary page that says communication. There is an Instagram. Where'd it go? There it is. There's an Instagram icon. There's this graphic that just says social network with it's like a touch screen kind of thing. There is a Twitter icon. There is a Facebook icon. There is just kind of a wavy graphic element. There is a Snapchat icon. There is a wink emoji. There's some texting hands here, and there's also a TikTok icon. So you got all those things. Now your mission on this is to take this image as it is right now and change it up so it looks different than it does right now. And you have a number of ways you can do that, and I'm going to show them to you as we go along. One of the ways you're kind of seeing me do right now is this eyeball button that's next to each layer. If you click the little eyeball button, it doesn't erase anything. It just turns that layer invisible. You can turn it off, you can turn it on. And one of the options that you would have would be if, for example, if you think, I don't want to use a Facebook logo, I don't think Facebook's any good, so you could just turn it off. You don't have to use everything that's on here. So you could just go to the Facebook layer and to hit the eyeball and turn that off and not use it in your final version. So that's an option that you have to make this look better, is turn some things off if you want. Don't turn everything off. Keep some stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all these off again, kind of work one at a time. All right, so the background is black. I'm going to go to this globe and this globe layer here, and this is where I'm going to show you one thing that is a little bit new, right? When I click on the globe layer, I'm going to come up here to where it says normal, and I'm going to look at these are called blend modes. So like if I go overlay, boy, that one didn't turn out very good because it made the globe disappear. Some of them are going to work really cool, and some of them are just not going to do very much. This one's called lighter color. It does a little bit of work with it here. You can try things like luminosity. Look what the blend mode called luminosity did there. It turned it kind of black and white. I could try color. That didn't turn out good. But let's look at saturation. Nah, not much happening there. But I think I'm going to go with this hard light. There's a blend mode called hard light, And again, if I put that back to normal, you can see a difference. If I go to hard light blend mode, it kind of knocked some of it out and it really intensified the blue, and I like the way that looks. But one thing I'm showing you here, on any layer you could play around with the blend mode, and they're right here. It says normal to begin with, and you can always put it back on normal. If you don't find anything you like, put it back on normal. But I do like this hard light blend mode on that particular layer. All right, now here's another thing. I'm going to go to the laptop and phone. Here's another thing you can do if you wish. You can come up here to edit and do a free transform. You could take something and make it bigger. You could do things like rotate it. You could move it around, and I'm going to lay that in right there, and I'll hit the check mark here. So you can transform things. Now here's another possibility. On the layer panel, there's a setting for opacity. If I click in there or drop that little arrow right there, I can lower the opacity. That fades things out. So I'm going to take the opacity down on that keyboard, so it's still showing, but it's faded out, and you can just, you can't see it quite as well. So I think that effect looks cool. I like that. All right, let's move on. Dictionary page here. First of all, on this one, I'm going to do edit and free transform, and I'm going to really stretch this thing out like. And you might be looking at that and thinking, oh man, that was a dumb idea. That really messed it up. But I'm going to use the darken blend mode. I'm just going to switch the blend mode to darken, and look what that did. Ha! I kind of like that, because the darken blend mode on that particular layer knocked out most of the white page, and you can see the globe back there behind it, but you can see those dictionary words right there. Communication. Ooh, kind of like it. All right, let's go on to here. Here we have the Instagram icon. Well, I'm going to do real quick, do an edit and a free transform. I'm going to move this up into this area that I've got up here, and I might make it slightly smaller. Check mark that. And then I'm going to go back to something that was in a previous lesson. I'll go to this EFF, the effects button. I'm going to throw on an outer glow. I would like for that to kind of have a kind of an electric bluish kind of outer glow. Something kind of like that. I'll click OK on that color. I'll bring up the opacity, and I'm going to bring up the spread and the size of that glow a little bit. That's the kind of thing I was after right there. So that icon is glowing. All right, that's what I want. You don't have to do it just like me, but I'm going to go ahead and click OK on that, and I'm going to move on. All right, this one right here, this social network graphic that has the touch screen, I'm not going to use it. That's one I've decided, nope, no thank you, not going to use it. So I'll just turn it off and I'll move on. I'm going to go to the Twitter logo. And again, please don't think, oh, I got to do it just like Mr. Irvin. No, you don't. You make up your own decisions about where you put things and how big they are and what you do to them. And I'm going to put that Twitter logo there, and I'm going to go to Effect, Outer Glow. And one of the things that's true about these effects is that you notice that wherever I left it after the Instagram icon, it stayed the same. It's got the same color and spread and all that, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted that same glow, so I'm just going to click OK there. Yay! So I've got that glow on there. That's cool. Let's go to the Facebook. I'm going to use the Facebook icon. So again, I'm going to edit and free transform. And that just allows me to move it. Hit the check mark there. And I want to put that outer glow on my Facebook logo as well. This wave I'm going to come back to in a minute, so I'm going to turn it off. I'll do something else with it. Let's do Snapchat. All right. I'm going to go edit and free transform. I'm going to kind of group all my social media icons up here kind of together. Check mark there, and I'm going to go effects and outer glow. I'll move that box so you can see it's glowing. Click OK there. And let's go ahead and put the TikTok. I'll get the TikTok logo going there too. Let's go edit, free transform. Bring old TikTok up here. Oops, didn't really mean to rotate it, but that's okay. Make that a little bit bigger. I'm not being, hit the check mark there. I could be probably more careful about getting them the exact same size and all that. And I probably could, here I'll use my move tool to try and spread them out a little bit more evenly. All right, that's a little bit better. Okay, cool. What do we got here? We've got these texting hands. I'm going to do an edit free transform. I'm just trying to show you the things that are possible here. I'm going to do a similar thing with this that I did with the keyboard that was down there. I'm going to take it down to this corner, make it kind of bigger. You can make things as big as you want. Check mark that, and then drop its opacity a little bit. So you got like keyboard and phone and hands down here at the bottom. You got all these social media icons up here. Mr. Wink emoji, there he is. I'm going to edit and free transform him and make him really large, really large. But then I'm going to play with some blend modes here, like maybe overlay. Ooh, what do you think? See that? Or maybe soft light, not so much on that. Saturation, not so much on that. Screens, kind of fun. Color dodge, ooh, that's pretty funky. So I might kind of land here. What if I did a pin light and maybe drop the opacity? You know what? I might even just put that blend mode back on normal and just drop the opacity, just kind of fade him down. So you can still see him, but he's not like overwhelming. You could also change the order of a layer. You could take a layer and drag it up or down the stack and change the order of a layer as well. All right, this wave thing, I'm going to bring it up and turn it on, and then I'm going to free transform it. And to begin with, this is going to look kind of bad because I'm going to cover up my social media icons up there. But then I am going to throw in, let's try like an overlay blend mode. And I kind of like that look. I don't know if you do or not, but you can still see that wave thing kind of flowing through there, and I kind of like the way that looks on the overlay blend mode. I could drop its opacity maybe just a smidge and fade it down a little bit so it's not quite so overpowering. And so there we have it, right? I have made all the changes. Cool. And it doesn't look like it did when I started. That's the whole goal. You want it to not look like it looked when you started this out. Okay, so when you get it done, you're going to go File and just do Save as PSD. And if you do that, if you do Save as PSD, it will save it it'll save it on your Google Drive if you're on your Chromebook. And then you would be able to hop back over to Google Classroom and turn it in once you're all done. All right, so that is the item of the day. Let's give it a shot.